The fastest player in the Champions League comparison was not Mbappe. At least, that is what one official Champions League record suggests. During the 2024-25 league phase, UEFA clocked Erling Haaland at 36.6 kilometers per hour, the highest speed recorded by any player in that stage. And that record belonged to the biggest player in this comparison. But the argument gets messy. At Euro 2024, UEFA reports placed Mbappe between 36.5 and 36.7 kilometers per hour, depending on the dataset. Close enough to Haaland that the numbers cannot settle the argument. And Vinícius? His greatest weapon may be the kind of speed a radar gun cannot explain, sprinting while controlling the ball, changing direction, and forcing defenders into mistakes. So this cannot be settled by one number. We need 5 races, and the winner changes almost every time.
Oh yes! France in this seesaw game, 3-2 up!
Top speed measures the fastest instant of a run. It does not tell us who reached danger first, who arrived at the ball, or who stayed fast while dribbling. Haaland's 36.6 came in the Champions League. Mbappe's 36.5 to 36.7 came at the European Championship. Different competitions, different matches, different tracking datasets. Neither number proves what would happen side by side. That is the difference between track speed and football speed. A footballer must read a pass, stay onside, avoid contact, and still control the ball. Fans do not remember players as decimals anyway. We remember the moment a defender realizes the race has already started, and no moment explains that better than Mbappe against Argentina. June 30th, 2018. France against Argentina in the World Cup round of 16. The match was level when a teenage Mbappe collected the ball inside his own half. For a second, Argentina looked organized. Then the space opened. Mbappe exploded forward. He crossed midfield, then kept going, and reached the penalty area before Argentina could reset. Marcos Rojo's final action looked less like a tackle and more like an emergency break. Mbappe went down. Penalty. Griezmann scored in the 13th minute. France would win 4-3, with Mbappe adding 2 more goals. But that first run showed something more important than the scoreline, the first few steps. Mbappe can go from still to unstoppable instantly. Give him 10 meters and the pitch shrinks. That is why this first race is not about a stopwatch. 10 meters from a standing start, Mbappe has the strongest case. Before Haaland even reaches full stride, Mbappe may already be gone. Every generation has one player who makes the crowd react before the chance fully exists. Mbappe is that player. But extend the distance, remove the ball, and let momentum build. Now the picture changes. Haaland does not always look fast. His stride is so long it feels like he covers ground in fewer steps than everyone else. But the numbers confirm it. That Champions League record confirmed what defenders already knew. Once Haaland reaches full stride, his speed is real. Yet Haaland's real advantage is not just speed, it is timing. Watch him when a midfielder lifts his head. He drifts between center backs, curves his run to stay onside, then accelerates the moment the pass is released. By the time defenders react, the run is already won. The defender is racing Haaland, the pass, and the offside line at the same time. Mbappe's 36.5 to 36.7 at Euro 2024 shows how close it is. Any long-distance race between them would likely be extremely close. In a 40-meter race from a rolling start, with both players given enough space to reach full stride, Haaland has a serious case. A standing start could favor Mbappe's acceleration, but over longer distance, Haaland's stride length and momentum begin to matter more. There is just one problem. Football is not played in straight lines, and it is almost never played without a ball. That brings Vinícius into the conversation. October 22, 2024. Real Madrid were 2 goals down against Borussia Dortmund at halftime. Then Vinícius changed everything. Madrid won 5-2. Vinícius scored a hat-trick. UEFA's technical report credited him with 8 line-breaking carries in that match. His second goal showed exactly why his speed is different. He accelerated with the ball, left Emre Can behind, and drove at Niklas Süle. Süle expected him to go wide. Vinícius cut inside and finished low into the corner. Every touch adjusted his speed. Every step required control. Haaland's speed is power. Mbappe's speed is explosion. Vinícius adds something else entirely: control under chaos. He can slow down, bait a defender, then accelerate again in the same movement. He does not just run past defenders. He makes them commit first. So in a 30-meter race with the ball, Vinícius has the strongest case. Not because he is the fastest in a straight line, but because he stays fast while everything around him changes. Mbappe is close, extremely close, but Vinícius changes the rules of the test. 3 races, 3 different winners, but 2 more tests remain, and neither can be measured cleanly. Race 4 is the curved run behind a high defensive line. This is where Haaland becomes most dangerous. He reads the passer, hides between defenders, and starts his run half a second before anyone else reacts. Speed matters, but timing matters just as much. In that situation, Haaland often wins before the sprint even begins. Not just because of pace, but because his movement creates the advantage early. Race 5 is different again. 1 defender, tight space, no clear path. Here, Mbappe and Vinícius take over. Mbappe attacks immediately. 1 touch, 1 burst, and the duel can end before it starts. Vinícius delays, shifts, feints, and forces the defender to make the first mistake. There is no clean statistical winner. Mbappe is direct. Vinícius is unpredictable. So this race ends in a draw, which brings us to the real conclusion. Who is actually faster? If we compare official peak speeds, Mbappe's reported Euro 2024 peak falls between 36.5 and 36.7 kilometers per hour, while Haaland recorded 36.6 during the Champions League phase. But those numbers come from different contexts, so they cannot settle the debate alone. In a short burst, Mbappe has the strongest case. In a long straight sprint, Haaland becomes more dangerous. With the ball, under pressure, Vinícius takes over. That is what the stopwatch misses. Football speed is not one thing. It is 3 different skills wearing the same name. Haaland turns open grass into a runway. Mbappe turns 1 step into danger. Vinícius turns speed into confusion. Now imagine the final minute of a World Cup final. The score is level. All 3 players begin at the halfway line, and your team has 1 counterattack left. Who are you choosing? Because whatever you decide, someone in the comments is going to disagree.